Hello everyone. What I have today is a video that's so long overdue it's actually embarrassing. I meant to release this about a year ago and haven't made it a priority. So here we go. For some of you watching, this should look pretty familiar. This is a sidearm multi-spreader and it is a handheld seed or poison distributing device. And what I want to show you today is how to take care of it, how to maintenance it. I made an effort to make this as simple as possible, so you'll see that when we open it up. There aren't a whole lot of parts, and I hope you appreciate that. Alright, so first things first, you've either got 2 or 3 screws here holding the handle to the reservoir. We need to back those out. Those are probably number 2 Phillips. Now, the hardware used in these is all stainless steel, so do try to put the same screws back in that you took out to avoid rust. Oh, and another important thing to mention is make sure you get the same screws back in the same holes, because there are some that have been trimmed shorter than others, and if you put a longer screw in, you'll have interference and the mechanism won't work properly. So we'll set those there. This is now detached. We'll move up here, and what we have is a screw here and a screw here. Now on yours you may have additional screws here and here, and all of them need to come out all the way around the top of this fitting here. So I'll go ahead and remove those. And if you compare them to the others, those ones are the same size. We will get into some shorter ones in a couple other areas. Okay. Check my camera here, make sure it's still recording. Yes, it is good. See, the cat just came to join me. Now right here we have a cotter pin, cotter key, that's been folded back on itself, and it holds this pin in here. We need to remove that. So take that, straighten it out. If you need to, use a pair of pliers. One washer on that side. I'm now going to push that through. There are 2 washers on that side. And that's just to take up the space so it doesn't wobble. What's up? I think I need to put you outside so we don't hear meowing the whole video here. Okay, let's resume. Cat has been put outside. So we just pulled that pin, 2 washers on one side, 1 washer on the other. Actually, there's 2 washers on each side. They were stuck together. So now what we're able to do is simply push this up, and the 2 halves separate. All this half is the barrel. There's a couple of pivot bushings right in here, and then the reservoir with the cap. So that whole lower unit can be set aside. There's nothing to service on that. All right. Let's see here. It's been a while since I've opened one of these up. Gotta remember how it's done. Okay. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. We'll go ahead and remove those. And as mentioned earlier, there are differences in length, so do make sure to get the right ones back in the right locations. Same. Now, personally, I hate taking something apart that requires 17 different types of screwdrivers, or at least driver bits. So I believe all I used is Phillips on these, so one tool should do it. Now what you can do is grab here, twist and pull, and it's a little bit tricky, but it can be done. You pull and rotate like that. Now watch this. This is important. There, comes off. There are no more moving parts here. There's nothing to maintenance on the handle assembly, so we can set it aside. Now, if you look down in there, you can see the end of the rod support bushing, and it is no longer held in place with the screw here or there, so it's free to slide out. Now what we're going to do is come down to this end and open it up. Now, very important to note, this screw has a flat end on it. It was originally one of these, but it's been modified. These ones must go back in their proper holes, or it will not work how you want it to, how it should. Same deal with this one, trimmed screw. Alright, so now we can grab this and work it off. And now we're getting to the good stuff. Okay, so we just got this opened up. And if you look down in here, it may be a bit hard to see. I'll try to do my best. You can see that this shaft sits into a bushing. This is a hook, and this comes right in and rides like this. So any wear that's going to happen over the lifetime of this product is probably going to be in this upper and lower brass bushing. And these are just to press in, very simple, very cheap bushing, easy to replace, and I found they've been easy to source as well. So with that removed, now you've got your spring retainer, a roll pin, and your shaft, and that's all you see sticking out. Okay, sorry about that. The compressor kicked on and I had to go shut it off so I could continue getting through this. So what I wanted to show, but my hat got in the way on the last video, was how this all looked together. And there's a slot here. That's where that rides like this. And then as it pokes up through there, this is how the reassembly goes. This shaft comes in and snugs right up in there. You will know if you put it in on the wrong side because it won't work. You can see this is offset here, and the shaft comes in from that side so that it keeps everything pretty much aligned to the center. Okay, moving forward. That. So now we've got a bushing in here, and we've got a bushing in here. And the only way to remove those easily that I have found is to release this screw right here. This is another ultra short trimmed screw. Put it there. And then you grab this and you just pull everything out. So in doing so, you have fully gutted the whatever I called this thing, the sidearm multi-spreader. That's right. You'll have to forgive my lack of familiarity with the product now. I meant to make this video over a year ago, and yeah, life. So, should you decide to disassemble this farther, which I won't do on this video, it's very important to note that these bushings are not the same, and these spring retainers are also not the same. This one here has a larger hole, interior diameter hole, than this one here, and this bushing has a recess so that the spring and the spring retainer actually seat up into it. This one is flat on both sides. There's no recess. Now both of these are made of Delrin. From my research, that seemed to be the ultimate in long-lasting material. These spring retainers are nickel, so they will not corrode. This 1/4 inch shaft is a single piece, heated and formed there, and it is stainless steel as well. I believe it's a 304 stainless steel. So the primary reason for taking this all apart would be to lubricate it. I used a heavy red grease. This is a Timken. It says for disc and drum applications. It's just it's a heavy duty automotive wheel bearing grease. Really, any grease you put on it will work. I don't think it requires anything special. So now what we want to do is the reassembly. And this may be a bit challenging, but we'll do our best. So we've got our tube here. Do your best to line up this singular hole with the screw hole in the side of the barrel when you insert it, and that will help you down the road or further down the process. So get it to set into that barrel there. Now the easiest way to do this is with something long and skinny. So let me go find something. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have this other piece of stainless 1/4 inch rod, and I will use that to press this down the tube. And go ahead, do yourself a favor, line this one up too. What you're doing is lining it up with the screw holes on the outside. Push it in till it's flush with the end of the inner tube here. And now that you've pushed this bushing beyond its resting location, you can slowly back it up something of a little bit smaller diameter would be even better for this. Like a stiff wire. Here I have stiff wire. I'll slide that in. And do yourself a favor and put your fingers up close to the end of the tube. That way when you slip and it slides, you only push it in a little bit. So right here, I'm keeping an eye on it right through this hole right here. I can see it. So, keep scooting it. And right there, I can see the screw hole. So, this is the point you want to be at. Get something sharp. I just used the end of a wood screw and I brought that hole over into alignment with the other hole. Now you go ahead and take your short screw, line it up, and run it in. And you'll know if it didn't line up because it'll get really hard to screw in all of a sudden. And definitely stop if that happens and try to line yourself back up. Now on the ones I sold to you guys, there should be a series of holes right here. This was a prototype, so it's got some in different places. You should have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you can do is wipe the grease off of those before you get started sliding this thing in, and use those as sight holes, and you'll see the bushing start to move past as you're pushing it in, and you can align it and get it to go right where you want it to, and then drop the screw in. Now for just lubrication, you don't need to take this thing all the way apart. You can get it back to the point where the bushings are mounted in their proper place, and then all you have to do is squirt some grease in there, and that'll do it. Now, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. Just got to seat this one a little farther. Now I can see through here that I've lined up my holes. I'll take my two that are shorties here. Now these already have an established thread cut through the plastic, so spin them a bit and try to get them to line up. It'll be a little finicky. There we go. And they'll go right in when you get the right alignment. So, if you were having to replace the spring or one of these pieces, or something went wrong in here where you had to do that full disassembly, then you would have done what we just did. But we're back to this point. So for just lubrication, push this forward as far as you can and wipe. I would do 3 or 4 squirts of grease, or I don't know what that would be the equivalent of. Basically pack this spring full of grease and then shoot a little bit back up in there behind it. You can tap this spring retainer forward and do a couple squirts in there. I don't really think you can do too much. It'll just squirt out if you do. And then back here, shoot a couple squirts with this part fully pushed in. Shoot a couple squirts against the shaft here and then slide it in and out. Work it in there on that bushing. And that should be sufficient for that. Okay, so we're going to start into the reassembly here. All right. This screw here I believe is always on the right hand side of the gun, and I'll show you what that means. That would mean with the handle on it and vertical looking down the barrel, it would be on the right hand side like this. We'll see if I'm right on that. So here is the reassembly of this. There's only one way to do it. It's a little bit tricky. Just like that. So you hook in and then you twist, and it gets a little bit tight right there, but that's okay. And then you slide on in. And then when you're in, bring it sideways, and you want to get it, that bulge, this part right here, up in this groove, like this. And then at that point, you want to align, remember, maintaining this on this side. I'm going to go ahead and align this part here. There we go. Feel that click. Now it feeds right in. That hole is lined up, and that hole is lined up. So we'll go ahead and grab our couple screws for that. Run that in. Run this in. And there's no need to really crank down on them. There we go. It should be spring loaded and working smoothly at this point. So there's a slit here. You want to take this and put it in so that it goes right up in that slit, just like that. Then remember, this is offset, so to the direction that it's offset, you want to twist it like this. When you do that, you open up space for this to hook in. Now, if I was applying lubrication to this, I'd go ahead and squirt the end of that hooked shaft there before I put it in the bushing, and then I would shoot a little bit of grease right here on this as well. So now that that's clipped together, go ahead and slide it on until you are aligned with the right holes. Right there and right there. You have to forgive me, I'm getting over a sinus infection that turned into a chest cold and was not nice. Okay, so this should just kind of bounce around a little bit. It's not going anywhere. It's solidly anchored. So now at this point, sure we're on the right track here. Looks good. We'll bring this piece back in. And this, you've got your two bushings here and here, and now they should run pretty much flush on the outside of your gun, the outside of the housing there. So we'll bring that up, push it in. Now I find it easiest to set that aside and go ahead and attach these screws back here. Otherwise it'll be flopping around on you. You don't have to run them in all the way. Just maybe just get one in to hold it. Now you can come back over here, and if you look down this hole, not sure how well you can see, you'll be able to see those holes lining up with each other. So you push it back till it lines up nicely. I can see right through it. I have to wiggle it around a little bit. There we go. It's right up the back. Put those other washers on. Put this cotter pin back on there. And I like to wrap these up and around because they're less likely to hang up on stuff and stab you on accident. Alright, now we still have this screw hole here and this one here, and if you lined up that shaft, these should be lined up. Now on your model, like I said, you might have two in the back as well. We'll want to put all of those in at this point. Now we'll come back and finish off our last screw back here. Like I said, no need to over tighten. Now, if when you reassemble this and start using it, you feel some friction or something doesn't feel like it's sliding right, doesn't feel like it's working how it should, make sure you double check which screws you put in along this trigger shaft here, linkage, because if one of those points is stabbing into it, it creates a friction and will definitely wear your hand out faster while you're using this. But there we go, reassembled, ready to go.